This is how to make two 300-gram loaves of Artisan banana chocolate chip pecan bread. Freshly ground einkorn flour, ripe bananas, vanilla brown butter, and pecans all add to the flavor and enjoyment of this easy to make quick bread. To make banana chocolate chip pecan bread into a fun dessert, add a scoop of banana frozen yogurt and a drizzle of melted chocolate for a retro-styled magic shell topping that cracks apart and adds a little chocolate crunch to the frozen yogurt. Einkorn wheat is an ancient grain that is grown close to where I live. Fieldstone Farms is a local farm that produces a variety of organic non-GMO grains. The wheat berries stay fresher longer whole, so being able to buy local and fresh grains is a real treat for someone that likes artisan baked goods. Make sure no foreign matter got into the bag at the farm like small rocks, etc., and add the wheat berries to the hopper of a grain mill. I use a Como Mio grain mill and set the stones at the finest setting. The wheat berries are ground against the stones in the machine, turning the wheat berries into a fine meal that needs to be sifted into flour. I sift the flour with the number 60 screen drum sieve, which does not create an ultra-fine processed powder, but more of a denser, full-flavored whole wheat flour instead. When wheat is ground, the flour is more perishable, so I grind flour in small batches. Einkorn has a nutty flavor, and stone grinding the wheat helps to capture the grain's natural flavor in baked goods. Highly processed flours can be very boring and can be a lot less nutritious. The bran that does not go through the drum sieve can be reground finer, but I like to use it in recipes that call for bran flour or graham flour. I store the flour that I do not use right away in an airtight container. The flavor of a banana is dependent on ripeness. A green banana does not taste as good. Let the bananas ripen at room temperature for a few days, or at least until some black spots appear on the outside and the inside of the banana is mushy and smells like a banana. To prepare the baking molds, butter and flour 2 silicone mini half loaf pans and place them on a sheet pan. Even though the pans are silicone, I still want to make sure the banana bread will release itself from the molds because there's very little fat used in this recipe and the bananas make the batter sticky. Add 50 grams of butter to a saucepan and simmer the butter for a minute or two until the butter browns. Peel the bananas and add them to a small mixing bowl and mash them with a fork. When the butter browns, add 15 milliliters of vanilla extract to the hot butter and pour the vanilla brown butter over the banana. Add 100 grams of dark brown sugar and mix it in to dissolve the banana into the sugar. Scale 100 grams of pecans and toast them lightly for about 5 to 10 minutes to help the nuts release their oil. The warm nuts will cool down quickly, spread out on a cutting board. Roughly chop the pecans and add them to the banana mixture. Scale 120 grams of stone ground einkorn flour or a high quality all-purpose flour, a pinch of Himalayan salt, and 3 grams of baking powder into a small jar. Mix them together and set the jar aside. Add 2 whole eggs, 60 grams of your favorite chocolate bar chopped up into chips, and stir them into the banana mixture. Add the flour mixture and stir just to combine. Do not overmix the dough or the dough will become chewy instead of crumbly. Divide the batter between the prepared pans and bake the loaves at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. The banana bread is done when the top is nicely browned and a toothpick inserted into the middle of the loaf is dry. This shows all of the batter has been cooked. Allow the banana bread to cool for a few minutes before removing the molds. I prefer to use silicone molds over traditional pans because they are less likely to burn me and they are easier to unmold and clean. Let the banana chocolate chip pecan bread cool down for about 15 minutes or until cool enough to eat. Store tightly wrapped or in an airtight container for up to 3 days. To make banana frozen yogurt, peel and slice 2 ripe bananas and add the fruit to a food saver bag. Add 25 grams of organic turbinado style cane sugar over top of the bananas and mix the sugar around. Use a vacuum sealer machine to remove the air from the bag and close the bag with an airtight seal. Cooking the banana under pressure sous vide style turns the banana into a sauce without losing much flavor or nutrition because it is all trapped in the bag. So the theory goes anyway. Preheat a water bath to 85 degrees Celsius or 185 degrees Fahrenheit using an immersion circulator. Add the bag of sliced banana and set a timer for 30 minutes. An immersion circulator heats the water to an exact temperature for long periods of time. Transfer the bag to an ice bath to let the banana cool down quickly to room temperature. Add the banana to a 500 milliliter mason jar and top the jar with freshly made Greek yogurt. I want to make about 500 milliliters of banana frozen yogurt, so the jar makes it easy to scale them. Add the mixture to a blender and process until smooth. Chill down the bowl of an ice cream machine and strain the yogurt through a fine mesh sieve into a 500 milliliter mason jar. When the bowl looks frosty, turn the paddles on and add the banana yogurt. The banana frozen yogurt is ready when it is thickened, coming away from the sides of the bowl and collecting around the paddles. Pack the frozen yogurt into a 500 milliliter mason jar, fasten the lid, and place the frozen yogurt in the freezer to harden. Creamy, smooth, and refreshing.